Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and welcome to This Week in WoW for the week of August 23rd. As always, we'll start off with the Mythic Plus affixes for the week. This week we have Fortified, Bursting, Storming, and Shrouded. Again, that's Fortified, Bursting, Storming, and Shrouded. Bit of an easy week here overall, especially for like pug keys, with Bursting. If you're just pulling a pack at a time or something like that, you're not really going to die to Bursting. Storming is obviously something that you can just deal with. It's annoying, of course, but you can deal with it. And then it's a Fortified week instead of Tyrannical week. So you got kind of an easier week this week. Last week was not hard, but explosive, can make certain dungeons, especially really trash packed dungeons and like tight corridor dungeons, a little bit weird, which I did mention in my video last week. And then obviously Lower Karazhan was bugged on NA. I expect to see a fix to that coming this week with the Wicked encounter. The NPCs in that encounter having way too much health did not seem very. It was just not fun to deal with. You had to play perfect for a very long time. It was like you were doing like a plus, like on a plus 15. It was like you're doing like a plus 25 or something. It was crazy. So hopefully we see a fix to that, but should be a little bit easier this week overall with the affixes that we have to deal with. Last week I did not get a chance to do very many videos. I think I might have only done this week and then one other one. It was an important video with Rat getting some changes, which I was very excited to see, of course, in that video. And yeah, so unfortunately, there just wasn't really much to talk about. The auction house was breaking, I guess, but there wasn't really much going on. Still, I'm not in alpha or anything like that. Hopefully, I do think beta will be coming out soon, though. Before we talk more about that, let's talk about what's going on in-game this week. The Fated Raid this week is back to Castle Nathria, so now that we've acquired a lot more gear, over the past few weeks, we're set back into Castle Nathria. This raid should be very, very easy on whatever difficulty that you do. So if you're a heroic raider and you're in full heroic gear, some mythic gear maybe, mythic level gear, you should go into heroic and just stomp Castle Nathria. It goes back to what I talked about beforehand, assuming how they would scale these up. We have a lot more borrowed power than we did in Castle Nathria. We have more soulbinds, we have double legendaries, we have all these things that, I think there's something else as well. And we have all this extra power that we did not have back in Castle Nathria. So just with them just raising, them just raising the scale up does not, account for all that extra power that we have, and that's why it is kind of easier than the other raids to a pretty high extent. We have the pet battle bonus event going on this week. Again, that's very niche thing. I might actually do it though. I need to get a stone or whatever to max level my Remornia pet from Sire, because going back last week, I actually got a chance to get that pet. Someone actually traded it to me, but and I would like to level that up. I don't know why. There's just certain pets that I'm like, oh, this is cool, I want to level it up. I do not have very many pets. I don't really collect them or anything, but some of them are cool, and I just like to have a max level for pretty much no reason. We also have PvP Brawl South Shore vs. Terran Mill going on, and I think that's about it for the week. It's pretty dry in terms of like events and stuff like that. This will be the last full week of August as we head into September next week. I do expect probably sometime in September will be the beta drop. I mean, it could be today even, the beta drop for Dragonflight, which will get a lot more people invited. From what I can tell, the alpha right now is very much like in a kind of a beta form already. Like it's kind of, it's not ready to go, but it's kind of ready to go. And so I do expect to see that pretty soon. And I imagine sometime in September. Although it could probably be any time. Obviously, that would be exciting. I can't wait to get in there, start playing with stuff, start testing stuff. I think right now my plans on Shadowlands is to maybe just try some different Covenant stuff. That's something that I've been saying I would do. Obviously, as I always, hopefully I don't sound too complaining, whining about it. But, just real life time issues and stuff come up, and, you don't have time to do everything that you'd want to do or you'd like to do or what you'd like to make a video about or whatever. But I'm interested in maybe trying out some different Covenant stuff here at the very end of the expansion, just to kind of see, like, oh, wow, this is actually cooler than what I thought it would be or whatever. So I'm interested in trying that out. Obviously, we know the it's solved or whatever, that Carrion is just the best, right? That people have tried Night Fae, people have tried Venthyr, people have tried Necrolord, and at the end of the day, when you compile all the stats, the Kyrian just wins every time. So we know it's the best, but maybe some other things are pretty cool. Maybe there's some niche situations or whatever. And so I am looking into that. I was there was one. I did not have full renown yet with Night Fae, so I was actually working on that to kind of see how that to maybe try out a little bit of Night Fae as well. But yeah, I'm mostly looking forward to just ditching the Covenants. Obviously, we still have some of the abilities and head into Dragonflight. But yeah, I'm still having a lot of fun this season. I guess I didn't get to play much last week, but I'm still having a good time in keys. You know, I'm pretty much pumping in keys. I hope everyone else is having that experience as well. Pretty much just, you know, either top damage or very close to top damage in every key, and just doing really well. Obviously, I'm not doing keys with like the best hunter in the world and the best, you know, warlock in the world, to where they would obviously do more damage to me, and probably by a large margin. But yeah, I'm having a good time timing pretty much every key and just having fun playing. Faded raids are going okay. Sofo was difficult, like I thought it would be. So hopefully you and your guild or your group or whatever didn't get too frustrated that Sofo was hard, because again, we have no borrowed power for Sofo. It's just scaled up plus the faded affix added into it, which makes some of them easier, makes some of them harder, right? Depending on what the affix is. The dispel affix, for example, in my opinion, makes things a lot harder. Just because it's an extra mechanic to do, and then you have to figure out where to put that mechanic in between other mechanics. Whereas the one where you just kill the thing and a percentage of the boss's health disappears, that one's really, really easy, and it's just really, really powerful. So that one makes an encounter much easier typically. So that's my thoughts on that. That's it for this week, though. Unfortunately, there's just not much to talk about. Hopefully, there will be a lot more news coming out. Hopefully, more alpha stuff, more beta stuff, and just more stuff in general. Maybe some class tuning or here and there. And of course, obviously, any rep feedback. There will be videos about that at least. So, yeah, that's it for this one. As always, I do ask you to please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out so much. And other than that, everybody, have a good one.